I'm Joanne Grimley and I'm 49 and I'm from North Belfast. I was diagnosed in the end of July 2008. I was on holiday with my son and I was in the shower and I noticed that there was a mark on my nipple. The doctor actually says to me he thought it was nipple eczema and he was only biopsying it just to be on the safe side. So I had to come back a week later for the results, and when they took me to a different room, that's when I knew. And I was told that yes, it was definitely cancer, and because of where the positioning was, I was going to have a full mastectomy.
I'm Joan McCartney, and I am involved with Here I Am with Nina. My first experience of cancer would have been obviously familial cases, and everybody knows someone who has. But my own personal experience was 1982-83, and I was diagnosed with cervical cancer, and I had a hysterectomy. But I was lucky in that it was early diagnosis, and I didn't need radiotherapy or chemo. So I dealt with that by, it's gone, it's cut out, that's it. For a while afterwards, I thought about it, and I thought, oh God, it's going to get me, it's going to come back. But so far, it hasn't, so I just put it away in a box.
Jan Hall, originally from Essex. And I've been living in Northern Ireland now for 8 years. I'm 63, so I grew up when cancer was kind of, the C word behind the hand. So I didn't really know an awful lot about cancer. About 11 years ago, I had kidney cancer. I gave some blood and they phoned me up and said, we've seen cancer cells in your blood. So I was in a very unusual position. I went to an oncologist, telling him I had cancer for him to find it. Then about 6 years after that, I had a spot on my face which wouldn't dry up, and the dermatologist diagnosed basal cell carcinoma. So I had plastic surgery on my face. And again, very cavalier, had it done, back to work. 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I entered into it with the same, bravado that I had the other two. Before I was taken in for the mastectomy, I was shown a photo of a pin-thin lady with a beautiful straight scar. And bizarre, because I wasn't pin-thin to start with, so why I thought I was going to come out of surgery and look like a pin-thin lady with a straight scar, I have no idea. Mind does wonderful things. But the first time I saw my scar, there was nothing straight about it. It was like the relief map of the Himalayas. It was horrendous, which is why I'm supporting the exhibition, because I want people to be more aware of what scars could look like. I don't ever want another lady to wake up and see a scar that I saw without preparation.
I'm Paul Hutchinson. I'm 44 years old and I'm from Belfast. 2.5 years ago, I was rushed in for emergency brain surgery where I found out that I had gliosarcoma, and I was given 6 months to live. Unfortunately, because it wasn't caught early enough, they weren't able to get it all out without causing severe brain damage. So yeah, the tumour is still there, and that's what they said. It was very aggressive, a gliosarcoma. And the prognosis, which I had to fight to get because they didn't want to tell me. But if you don't know, you don't know what you're fighting. So they gave me 6 to 12 months. And I was like, right, okay, now I know my target. I need to last more than 6 months, then 12 months, then 18, then 24, and that's how I'm getting.
Before the photo shoot, I was very, very apprehensive. I thought, I can't do this. I can't strip off in front of people that I don't know. So I came over and I thought, right, we'll see how it goes. And I said to Nina, I'm really worried, really worried. There was 2 other girls there that I knew who had come in, they were already there getting their makeup and hair done, and they were adamant, they weren't showing anything. So once I thought, no. Then another friend of mine came in and she says, no, I'm going for it. And I went, right, okay, if you're going for it, I'll go for it too. And where everybody else was moving from different photographers and putting their tops back on, no, I just walked around. It was so liberating, really, really was, because I thought, this is me, why cover it up? It's important to show your scars, to me, to create awareness that it's not as bad as you think. I would say to girls, don't hide it. Don't hide it. When they say that, that the lights are off when they're with their partners and their husbands and they've never seen them, and it's why? That's you now. And you have to accept it, and then they will accept it. And to me, it's all about awareness that yes, you're different, but you're still here to be different. and I just want other women to feel the same.
Some of those women to come, even when I think of the pain that they must have been through, horrendous operations. They're left with really life-changing, really appearance-changing scars, and yet they got up here and just let everyone see. But I think one of the major things about that is so many of them felt liberated. They didn't want to do it. And I'm kind of quite persuasive, and they did do it in the end. And each one of them has said how great they have felt. It's like they've come face to face with their own denial and their own demons, and they've gone out there and they've realised that they've survived and what they have survived, and they've got to the stage of their life. By seeing the scars, I think people will realise that there is life after cancer. Some of the surgery is horrendous, but it doesn't change you as a person unless you let it. But it'll also hopefully make people aware that if it's caught earlier, then there's no need for that invasive surgery, that it can be prevented as well. And I think it's to make people more aware of screening and more aware of familial factors, all those things.
Well, anybody living with cancer, firstly, live. That's the most important thing to do. Don't give up on life. Just get out there and enjoy it for as long as you can. Anybody who's supporting those with cancer, it's tough. It is really, really tough. I think the hardest thing that I've had to deal with was watching family, friends, my partner, having to deal with the news. So it is tough for them, but just stay strong for them. Just stay strong, love them. I think that's my message to them.
And I think the other women out there are brave. I think they're all brave. And if it gets the word out, and no more hiding behind the hand saying the C word, that's what we need. There's more people survive cancer than die from it. And if I can make one person do something differently, maybe go to the hospital earlier with a lump or get through it, then I've earned my place on the team.